Hello, THP. So, I know it's been a couple days since my last recap. I had been writing them, and no one else was, which is fine, but it made me feel awkward. Not really awkward, but I just figured I'm not better than anyone, and no one's better than me, so I'll just join them. So, today I am going to record my Media Day recap. I've covered Wednesday and Thursday in write-ups, which seems to be bizarre and abnormal. So I'm not doing that anymore. So at any rate, here we go. I'm going to try to be maybe faster than other people's videos because I've tried to watch them all, but I run out of daylight. Not really. They've all been good. So I'm not the most handsome fella. I'm starting to get the beard back now, which I missed the beard. Um, Anyway, time to get serious. So, Friday morning comes around fairly early. We have to be at the range at 9, no later than, or maybe it was 8:30. I don't know. I was on time. That's all that matters. Um, Media Day is by far my favorite day of the Morgan Cup, and it has been for the last 2 years. That's the day where I get to give back to Cleveland and to Josh and Morgan and the website for allowing me to have that opportunity. I take it very seriously. Most of the guys do. I don't think anyone doesn't. But it's the day that I look forward to the most. So this year was a little bit different, and there were some twists and some things that I wasn't aware of, which was very cool. Obviously, we get there, we get set up, we take pictures. We didn't take pictures last year. I was very glad that we actually were diligent about it this year. We took, team pictures. We took staff pictures. Great setting. A little humid out there, but it is what it is. And then, of course, the biggest difference was the forum interaction. Obviously, we had a live webcam last year. It's important to have someone in front of that thing all the time. It was a little bit difficult last year because you weren't really sure what you should be doing when you went up there. So this year was really cool. It was really cool to have you guys um, asking us questions. So all of you that were watching on Friday and that were participating on the forum and were asking questions, thank you. Like from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much because I got to tell you, when a volunteer came up and said, "Hey, TC, Jersey Nate or J Man or whoever has a question," it was kind of exciting, because you're like, "Oh, this is great." You felt like you had more purpose other than just repping your sponsor. It was that's where we could give back to you guys, and that's where we could, rep the forum. I thought that was outstanding. Cutting promos is always been fun. It was fun to watch some of the first time guys go through it. Some guys struggled more than others. Some of us are just naturally gifted when it comes to words and I don't know, knowledge about golf equipment and being in front of a camera. I ripped through mine in no time. I know Morgan was very appreciative. It's always good whenever you can actually be a little bit prepared before you go cut your promo. Think about what you want to do, what angle you want to take. And most guys did a great job. In fact, I think all guys did a good job. I didn't watch everybody, but there were some dudes that took a little bit longer than others, and you know who you are. So next time if you're in it, do a little homework because you know it's coming. And you want to do something to be a little bit different. Obviously it's not a what's in the bag. It's more of a we're cutting a commercial for each product, and I thought that was outstanding. So hopefully, the forum gets to see some of our promos, and hopefully we did our sponsors proud. To Bridgestone and Cleveland and Callaway, the representation that you guys sent were first class. Those guys that were out there in the heat were there to help us. They were there to guide us. They were there to use their knowledge and expertise and their their product catalog and help us get through these promos. It's a really big deal. It's not a joke. It's not something that you're supposed to just be fun where we goof off in front of a camera. And that's why it might be one of my favorite aspects of the Morgan Cup. These companies do so much for our forum and so much for us personally. It's not a lot to ask for us to, be professional and do what we can do, which is talk about the phenomenal stuff they put in our bags. So for those of you on the forum who are probably wondering, what else does that day entail? Because, you cut a promo for each product in your bag. The goal is to have 30 to 45 seconds. If you can get it done in one take, you can cut all your promos in less than, 10, 15 minutes. Obviously, you saw what we're doing on the webcam. That spends a lot of time. But really and truly, another outstanding part of it and what we do out there is, you get to know each other. You spend time with each other on the range. We have silly closest to the pin contest. We see who can hit the high draw and the cut shot. And then the drivers come out. And that's always fun. When you've got 20 amateur golfers, internet golfers, mind you, out there just blasting away with drivers. I prefer to call it lacing. I lace drives. But that's always fun. You're out there with a bunch of guys that you know. You've met some of them before. You talk to them on the forum. You haven't seen them in a year. You pilfer through each other's bags. You heckle each other. You fling divots. It's just a lot of fun. It's a great way, in my opinion, to break the ice for Saturday. And but one thing people haven't really covered. Friday didn't end with Media Day. So, Friday night, THP is gracious enough to provide supper for all the participants, for their family members, for, spouses, cousins, Brad's entourage. It was awesome. It was just, True Blue was fabulous as far as a host. The food was spectacular. I probably ate my weight in honey mustard on chicken tenders because they were that good. And then obviously you all know about what that slide dog David Kelly pulled on us Friday night. So Kelly's a cool cat. Here's this dude that comes to America. He's pale. He's really pale. I think some guys had trouble understanding him. I kind of hit it off with him because, I'm like a Euro. But he had some really nice gifts for Josh, for Morgan, for his captain. I was thinking, geez, why wasn't this guy on my team last year? That's pretty cool. And then he pops the question, like in front of all of us. And I'll never forget his speech. And to me, that's what the Morgan Cup's about, because his speech wasn't really about like this trip or this competition or this equipment. It was about the sacrifices that he was willing to make to be a part of it, to dedicate his life to an event. When I heard the life-altering decisions that he and his now fiance Regina had to make to be a part of it, that's when it hits you that this is the Morgan Cup. It's so much more than the competition, which I'm getting really tired of hearing about on the forum. Honestly, people, I want to be in the Morgan Cup because I want to test my competitive juices. That's not what it's about. It's about meeting guys that you make friends with on a forum. It's about playing golf with those guys. It's about bringing your A game with those guys. It's not about winning and losing. It's not about any of that stuff. So if you are a hopeful, get on the forum. Chat with us, talk equipment. Be social. Because if you're social on the forum and you get in this thing, I promise you, it'll be the best weekend of your life. And it has nothing to do with the competition. So anyway, sorry, got off topic there. And by the way, disclaimer, the last 1 minute of rant was strictly just my opinion, so bugger off. Anyway, Kelly, dude, the proposal, Like, really? You had to do that? Like, in front of all of us? And, like, it was emotional, man. I don't even know you. I knew you for, like, a day. A day. And you do that stuff? That's what the Morgan Cup can do, you know? So, listen. Friday's awesome. Media Day's awesome. I want to thank the representation from Callaway, Cleveland, and Bridgestone. I really want to thank Frank, Shark Wrestler, Shark Wrestler, just Jim. I want to thank War Eagle, Ryan. I want to thank Jen, my girl, Morgan. All these people who literally stood out there and melted without hitting a golf ball just so we could do what we do. You guys were outstanding. I'll never forget it. To all the guys I was out there with, it's always a pleasure to be around all of you. I hope that it works out that I can do it again in the future. If not, you guys all know I've got your back. I'll be here to support you. And that's what's important, guys. So Friday recap ending now. Peace.